The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
A very good evening to all of you. The Love Talk Show is on air.
On air to talk about intelligent love. And today, the show will be only for,
Singles, pay attention.
Not only for, but especially for singles.
Well, if you are single and if you have in your group of friends others that are also singles, please send them a message. Let them know that the Love Talk Show today is straight or mainly for those who are singles. Singles who are not being happy, singles who say there's no one for me, singles who are fighting for a better life, singles who are well, every single I would like you to invite to be with us, because we have something very, very important to let you know.
And stay tuned and let us know also. We are live, so let us know here on the chat. Liberty Radio chat is on, and it will be on fire with you, telling us what are you lacking, single. Even inside the church, what do you think you're lacking? Let us know.
We have our chat and is open for you. Well, Andre, we are coming directly from the love therapy that had started 8 p.m. And today we had a very important subject called attraction.
Attraction, physical attraction, but it went far and beyond that.
We also learn about intellectual attraction. And everyone who came to the love therapy seminar, today they opened their eyes and their understanding was, I can say, more clear in order for them to know what attraction is all about, because it goes beyond the physical one, the things that you can see. Well, send everyone a message, a SMS, a text message. Let them know, because in a few minutes I'll be talking mainly with all assistants. All singles, please.
Including assistants.
Yeah, if there's assistants, they are single, you can also connect. If you know any assistant that is single, every friend that is single, family member that is single, invite them, because we want to share something, and we will start with a testimony. But first, I would like you to see what people are expecting when they are coming to the love therapy session on Thursdays 8 p.m.
What have you seen that has changed or developed or transformed your life by coming to the love therapy seminars?
A lot of childhood things that I grew up with that I thought were normal, and just in different ways, and how to treat and be treated. So yeah.
What would you say to somebody that has given up investing in their love life and they no longer are interested, or they've stopped coming to the love therapy seminars?
I mean, that's really a tricky one, because love life can really make you, totally give up on everything. But I would say, just as how you don't give up and looking for that job that you want, or that career, or whatever it is that you're passionate about, it's the same thing with the love life. It will be tough, to keep coming and not seeing the results you want to see, but as long as you keep your faith in God and you believe that He has a purpose for you with your love life.
Okay. Did you attend the most recent Love Walk?
Yes, I did.
How did you find the Love Walk?
It was very good. It got me out of my shell to just talk around, and just the weather was beautiful, and I had some very good words from the love team members. I gotta say they were really, really hands-on on the day. So that was a plus. But I got some really good advice from the love team members, and some of the advice that I applied, and I thank God for that.
How would you describe the love therapy seminars in 3 words?
Educational, uplifting, and empowering.
Just passing by to let you know, all of you know, the program, the Love Talk Show has changed to 10 p.m. every single day, coming with directions, ideas, options, and teaching you how to love intelligently.
And also we have the word on the street and moments of this so very important meeting that have place every Thursday at 8 p.m. So don't miss out and be with us. Every day 10 p.m. the Love Talk Show.
You can even join us and participate with us on our chat. So every day the Love Talk Show 10 p.m. on Liberty Radio. And yes, the time has changed. It's not 10:30 anymore, but 10 p.m. And attention to all singles, attention to all those who are watching the Love Talk Show. I would like to share with you this real story. I would like you to pay attention to what happened with this woman, and later on I'll be talking to you.
I had suffered paranormal activity and also spiritual attacks, and it grew and grew to the point where it was constant. Every single night I would have some sort of an experience, and I had reached a point in my life that I just wanted to end it all. So I tried to overdose. I went into our cupboard in the bathroom. I collected some medication, and just as I was about to take it, my mother saw me and grabbed it from my hands and just walked away. During my childhood, the early kind of years, I was very, happy and outgoing. However, once I reached school age, that's when I kind of felt like there was, something wrong with me. So on my first day of school, during the register time, the teacher said my name. I really had a hard time just saying, "Yes, miss." And during that time, nobody knew outside of the home that I had an issue, with my speech. So she had assumed that I am being rebellious towards her. And after school, my parents explained to her that I did have a stammer. And that was the first time that I really could see that I had something in my eyes, wrong with me. So due to me never, being listened and believed, I, grew deeply insecure and angry. I started to hang around with people that were in gangs and argue with my siblings, but end up, hitting them. There was a time when, due to a dispute with my siblings, and I was blamed, and then my mum obviously, asked me about it, and it became very physical towards her. So I hit her one time, I kicked her in her stomach as well. During that time as well, my parents separated, which really made me angry. So when I was 15 years old, I was going to nightclubs for over 18s. The worst, moment that I went through during that time was that even though I was going out, clubbing and, drinking, like I would arrive home empty. So it never solved anything. And that's why it reached a point where I just wanted it to all end. And that's, when I said, okay, the only way is, to commit, suicide. So that's why I went into the bathroom, as I knew that's where my mum, kept her medication. So I tried to take some of her medication and overdose. However, she caught me just in time, and then she grabbed it, from my hand, and then said, "I know what you were about to do." And then she walked away. And that really hurt me, as I, thought that she would ask me, what's going on? Why are you doing this? But she walked away. There was one, time that I had a strong desire to kill her. During the first few months of university, I was having like a lot of health problems. I kept on having blackouts. There were times during the class they'd have to call the paramedics as I was having like chest pains. I had already met a young lady from the church. We were on the same degree, actually, on the same course at university, and we had started to become friends. And I could see in her she was very different from everybody else in our class. She was calm, had a peace about her that drew me closer to her, and I wanted like what she had. Like even though like I never knew like what she had, but I just wanted what she had. So when she asked me to attend the church with her one day as they were having an event, I said yes straight away, as what she was telling me really interested me. So I started attending with her, and I just noticed that everybody was nice, polite and caring and just different than what I was used to. It took me quite a long time to truly surrender everything, and I had reached a point in my life where I said, look, I cannot continue like this. I said, God, you decide my future. Shortly after sacrificing everything on the altar and giving my all, I had to sacrifice to those I had to speak to. I went to the altar, I gave who I was. And one thing I said, this will not end until I receive the Holy Spirit. I had to. There was no other option for me at all. During this time, I allowed myself to really be guided by God. Everything He told me to do, I did. And due to that, I received the Holy Spirit. I emptied myself, I received Him, and it was the most glorious day in my life, because before that, I never felt accepted. I never felt that I belonged. And at that moment, God confirmed that I belonged to Him. And I received a peace inside of me that I had never received. And a joy that I just wanted to tell other people. I remember just, wanting to hug people and tell them about, that they can receive Him like I have received Him. Even one day, a family member said that they saw me across the road and they just saw that I was shining. I was different. I passed my exams. I qualified as a lawyer. There is no way that I could have done this before, due to the way that I speak. I have a stammer, so I was very shy. I was very kind of nervous. I would never, hold a microphone in my hand. But, since, qualifying, I have gone to the United Nations HQ and I spoke there. I have gone on BBC Radio a few times and spoke there about my work that I do. None of this would have happened if I didn't receive God in me. As, time went by, I was conquering, achieving things in my career. I, saw that there was still, something missing in the sense of like having somebody by my side to share my life with. So I went to the altar again for my love life. And 9 months later, I went to see my family in South Africa. And whilst I was there, I became sick. I became so sick that I had to have emergency surgery to save my life. Due to the surgery, I had to remain there 5 weeks more. Then I started to Google the nearest church to where I was staying. I went to the church on Sunday in the service. I even shared my testimony how God had saved my life.
When I first met my wife, when she was giving her testimony in the church, I was there listening, and it touched me inside. And when she was talking about her story, about her life, that time I was praying for my love life. I was praying that God to bless me. And I believed that God spoke to me to say, this is the one. And we have the Holy Spirit. And because of, I believe that with the Holy Spirit, everything is possible.
Seeing my parents divorce, I am the first child of theirs to get married as well. So I really could see that, God, blessed me on it beyond my dreams. I forgave my mother, and we do have a good relationship now. I sleep well at night now. I don't have any attacks at night. I started an organization alongside my full-time job, where we help the community, we educate them on legal advice. Everything I have now would mean absolutely nothing without the Holy Spirit.
And singles, pay attention. When you say there's no one for me, you have to think twice before you saying this, before you pronounce these words. Could you hear what this woman was sharing with us? The way that she came, the problems that she was having before, the way that her life was upside down, the problems that she was facing, the things that she went through before she came and started using what we call faith. And one day, suddenly, she went to South Africa to visit her family. Single, still single, already praying for her love life. For somehow she got sick there, and it was so serious, the problem that she went through, that she went to the hospital. She was even admitted at the hospital.
And had a surgery.
And had the surgery. And because she prayed and she used her faith, she already knew how to overcome problems, because we are not free from problems. Problems can knock at anyone's door. And she was willing to go and share a testimony on the altar. And this is where it comes, what I want to tell you and what I want to share with you. She was not afraid to share a testimony. She was not ashamed of saying what was happening with her. She was not ashamed of sharing what had happened in her life through her faith. And so many times, when she went to the altar, she gave her testimony. Little she knew that was a man there, also single,
Also praying.
also of the faith, also determined in succeeding in this area of his life, in a righteous way,
For sure,
according to the faith.
sacrificing.
Yes. And knowing that from the altar would come his blessing, and then
literally-
God made the click.
Peter, sorry. It's so amazing, but so amazing that from the altar, the same altar where she was telling the testimony, the blessing was found. God had prepared someone for her. So what do we mean by this? Peter, this is so strong. When the person says, you were even talking and I was thinking, there's no one for me, you are cursing yourself. These words, they don't come from God. They are not godly words, because God can do everything. He created the universe. He placed that man on the same moment in the same meeting where that young lady was giving the testimony, just for the two of them to find each other. This is our God. So when you say, oh, my church is small or is big, there's no one here for me, I search, I even go to the headquarters, I go here, I go there, I travel. It doesn't matter. You have to keep on doing these things because you are practicing your faith. Of course.
Yes, Andrea.
Of course, if you stay home watching Netflix, you won't find your blessing. We have to do our part. But because she was doing her part, she was not there feeling pity on herself. Oh, I came to this country, now I can't even go to the church. I'm feeling like this and like that. No, she had a goal. I'm going to find the church. She searched for the address of the UCKG closer to where she was, and she found it. She went there and she told her that as if it was not enough for her to find the church, she went and gave the testimony.
and she found someone that maybe in the place where he was, maybe no for sure because he was still single, in the place that he was, there was no one for him there. Apparently there was no one for him until God found a way to bring them together. And this is exactly what I want to tell you. You know, when you don't believe that this can happen, when you don't believe that this impossible can happen, when you are limited by what you see, and even today, Andrea, when the love therapy finished, and I was talking to the team, the love team that helps us in the love therapy. I even share, you don't know because you were not there.
I'm not aware.
But I was telling them, didn't you know that I did not like Andrea? I did not like her. Huh? Yes,
He keeps
I told
on saying this.
Yes.
It's part of our testimony.
Yeah, and it was in front of me. We could see each other, not daily, but very frequently, and we did not like each other. Let's say it like this.
The butterflies were not there.
Yeah, for sure.
The
At all.
sparkle was not there.
So, but one day we could see it. One day, and this is what faith is all about. When you keep insisting, being persistent and fighting, you know, rolling up your sleeves, spiritually speaking, and knowing that everything you are doing, it's not in vain, because when you do it by faith, when you do it on the altar, you know that one day you will see the fruits out of it. So when you are limiting God's or your blessing or your succeeding in your life by what you can see at the moment, it's like you are cutting God's arms. You are chopping his arm off, and you are saying, God cannot touch me. God cannot transform my life, and there's nothing that can be done with me. And on the other hand, you will live frustrated and discouraged because you don't have what you want or what you desire for. So I'm not saying this for you to live anxious or, to prioritize this. No, it's not this what I'm saying. I'm not saying that now you have to travel to another country and get sick for you to give the testimony there. It's not this what I'm saying. She did not provoke this situation.
She didn't plan any of this.
She planned, her goal was to see her family. But for sure, she was in the faith that one way or another, she would receive this blessing. And she was concerned in pleasing God and focusing on a relationship with God, on what God was telling her to do. I'm sorry. And he was doing exactly the same. He was working on himself and getting prepared to be a blessing for someone else. And the truth is, and singles, they need to know this. Sometimes they say, this is not the right person for me. Sometimes it's not that person that is not the right for you. Sometimes it's you the one who is not the right one for the other. And I'm sorry when I say this, because maybe you are the one who you are limiting your happiness and your achieving your goals, because you are always saying, there's nothing that can be done, there's no one for me.
Don't limit God's power. And one thing that is also very, very important that caught my attention in this young lady testimony is that she didn't if you notice, she started talking about her background, everything that she suffered with, and then here comes the transformation. She did strive academically, physically, financially. She conquered everything that she was searching for. But that was not enough. She had a void, and that void was the Holy Spirit. So she took care of herself first. She became beautiful from within. And that made her to overcome everything, all her limitations. And
She became attractive.
she became attractive with the Holy Spirit. That's what we spoke about today.
Yes,
in today's
that's
love
why when she
therapy.
went to the altar, that man's eyes, spirit, intelligence were attracted by.
And that's what God does.
And this is when the miracle, we see the miracle, not when the miracle happens, because the miracle had already happened. They just met on that day. But the miracle already happened. God already prepared that person, these people for each other. So you have the love therapy every Thursday, 8 p.m. That's why we say to all singles, you cannot give up. If you are not included in the app, I want to know you. Talk to your pastor. If you are coming here, talk to us. Obviously, it's not everyone will be allowed to go into the app, but everyone who will tick all the boxes. We are going to add you in the app. You will do what is in your power to do. You will provoke this transformation in your life. Well, Andrea, 10:28, we are already on the top. May God bless you, all of you. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 p.m. here through the Liberty Radio. May God bless you all.